All right, as I see, we're live, and I'm excited about this one because I've already found a door that's not quite on today's journey, but it's at the beginning, and I thought we'd start here while people tune in and while we figure out what's happening. So, as always, these first few minutes people sort of drift in and I say hello, so let me know if you can see where you're watching from, if you can hear me, and then we're going to get started on a walk that's going to rock your socks off. What number Rue de Varenne are we on now? We're not on Rue de Varenne, we're right at the edge of it. So this is just a really nice door. Everyone can see me, everyone can hear me. That's a brilliant sound. That's a brilliant start. Hello. I'm standing here on a street that's just at the edge of Rue de Varenne, and if you're new here and you don't know what's going on, this is going to be a walk from one end of a street to the other. The street that I've decided is the best for doors in Paris, and this is something I've been researching for quite a while. In fact, I was quite convinced that the best street for doors was Rue Touraine in the Marais, but I've changed my mind after walking down this. This is the street we're going to be walking down. I'll show you. Birthday party going on. Hello from Seattle, Montreal, San Jose, Chicago, Atlanta, great. United Kingdoms, Kansas City, Oklahoma, Toulouse, Vienna, brilliant. That's a good crowd. This is what we're going to do. We're going to walk down this street. Do you see the trees at the end? That's where the Rhode Museum is, right where my finger's pointing. Let's see if we can zoom in towards it. We can actually. Okay, fancy that. Those green trees are where we're ending today's walk. It's probably about 1 kilometer. We could get there a lot quicker if I didn't stop to look at all the doors, but unfortunately, that's what it's all about today. Here we are. We're on the east side of Rue de Varenne in the 7th arrondissement. We won't be leaving the 7th. As you can see, doors flank both ends of this city, of this, well, the city too, but this street. So this here is Rue de la Chaise, Chair Street. There's the second door I showed you. There was the first, but we're not going to do that. We're going to walk one end to the other. So before I start, well, I'm starting already, but I'm going to take a vote as we get about 100 meters or 5 minutes in to take a quick dip onto, I think it's Rue de Bac. I'll have to check as we get there, but there's a little diversion where there's some other really good doors. I know I said I'd go one end of this street to the other, but I'll let you guys vote in about 5 minutes for if I take a little diversion. Now, this street, I feel like I can get away with talking to you for this first 100 yards or 100 meters or so, because this is the most boring part of it. It really begins after this big boulevard we're about to cross, but if I say I'm going to walk down a whole street, I'm going to do it. We're not voting yet. Don't even try. Don't even try. Hello from Antwerp. Well, that's cool. Here we go. The walk begins now. Okay. So, the way this works, if this is your first walk show with me, I think we should go a little flashback before anything. This is something I used to do a lot. Walk shows. I call them walk shows because it's like a talk show, but I'm walking, and usually I have a guest. And back in the old day, I used to do them by myself an awful lot, and I haven't done it for ages. And then I just thought, you know what? I got nothing on. Why not just do a walk show like the old days for you guys? And that's what we're doing. So, you know what? I'm not waiting at 2 red lights at the start of a walk show. It is a gorgeous sky, gorgeous day. A lot of gorgeouses coming in, and buonasera a tutti, says Christina. Okay, now let's get started on this walk. Firstly, what we're going to do, I thought something that could be kind of fun, is we could look, this is a hard one to start at, but we could take a look at them, and we can kind of rate them as a sort of interactive thing. You guys in the comments can put your 1s to 10s whenever I stop at a nice one like this, and we'll see at the end of it which is the one that is the ultimate door. So this one is kind of on the corner of Boulevard Raspail and Varenne. I'm not actually sure whether it counts, but from now on, oh no, you guys are giving 10s already. No, you don't know a 10 when you see one. Save your 10s. They're about to get a lot better. 8.57, yeah, that's about right. I won't show all the doors. Like in some of the cities where you guys are saying that you're watching from, that could even be in the top 10 on a street. But no. We can do a lot better. Someone saw a velo in the window. What did you see? A bicycle in a window? I missed that. Quicker with the comments. So Where it really starts getting good is about where my finger is, about a third of the way down. But as we get towards that, you'll see the color starts popping in, and then they start getting grander and bigger and better with amazing door knockers, chasse-roue, which I'll explain as we get there, and colors. So there was a bike on the corner and I missed it. So here's one that I'm just going to briefly stop at. This is probably among the worst ones we'll see today, but a 4 from Jan Taylor. Well, it's a tough score, but it does have lovely door knockers. And what I tend to say is for a good door, it has to have a good door knocker that works. This one, oh, there you go, it works. We'll give that a few extra points, that one. But no, not among the best. When I really stop and we go up and down and have a look at it, we really check it out, that's when I'll really want to get your scores. The other cool thing about this street, as we pass our first great door of the day, is there are a lot of famous people who lived here. So we're going to check out some of them as well. But mostly this is an explore tour. You know, I'm not going to be the tour guide here. I'm just going to show you around some of the cool things. So what do we think about this one? Lovely green number here. Intricate details towards the top. Heinz gives it a 5. Narcoleptic sees a face. Yeah, there's a face at the top. I forgot the word for these. Can anyone remember? But they're on a lot of the doors around the place. Someone told me they're there. Oh, here we go. To ward off evil spirits sometimes. I'm not so sure about that. But it's a pretty good door, I think. Hello from Portland. Yeah, we've got people all over the place. So zoom back out, I think. And then these, I'll talk about these later because I think if you're a regular around here, you'll know that I love those things. It's not a gargoyle, doesn't work. Point off, point off. So whenever I see 10s come up, that's when I'm really gonna stop and take a good look. Now, when I was sort of researching, I guess we could say, just an average door, we won't stay here, but look, Louis Vuitton lived here. Do we know who he is? No, me neither. We can do better than that. But look, what I like about this street is it just starts just getting better. So we got this cool, the cool detail at the top of number 24 here. I love this kind of stuff. And then, Cloudberry throwing out a 3. Remember a 10 is a top score. Giving a 3, goodness me, tough crowd. Here we go. So when I was sort of studying up on the street and I took this exact same walk that we're doing today, mascaron, Hugo says, that's the word I was looking for, thank you. I was sort of getting more excited the further that we went along because, as I said, they get better and better. And there was some, look, the moon's out. There was some added excitement to it because the police yelled at me because we're going to pass the Prime Minister's house as well. And it looks like the Prime Minister was maybe leaving as we walked out, so we might get a bit more action. And I can already see a police car parked that we're about to pass soon. This one's cool, loving the color. This is number 21 or 23. I can see a 21 off to the left, so maybe it's 21. Show us some chasse-roue, please, says Lucy. Oh, don't you worry about that, Lucy. I'll start when we get to the good ones. So, this is the same top part as the one that we saw before. And what I'll do is I'll stand back so you guys can take it all in, and then I'll walk up and look at the details. I think this is what I mean by Art gives this one a 4. Where I come from in Perth in Western Australia, if this was on the street, this would be a 10. And I know a lot of you guys said that you were living in American cities. I feel like this could be a 10 in a lot of the cities you mentioned too. Are we giving these 10s based on Paris, or are we giving them based on the city where you are? That's what I want to know as well. I thought I was late, says Jane, but I'm seeing is the live chat and a still photo of the door. Has the video problem, has it started? Just refresh. Oh, someone tell Jane to refresh the page because they're missing out. Oh, sorry, I forgot what I was doing there, talking to Jane. Now we're getting interesting here. Based on Paris, yes, Maria. Pub quiz champion. So check this out. Yeah, based on what to come, says Sergio. Look at this. Our first amazing door knocker of the day. Does it work? No, this one doesn't work. These would be 11s in Arizona. Point off there. So you guys know, okay, we need to start. No, I'll tell you to remember these for later, these things here. I'm sure half of you know what I'm going to say about them already. But these are kind of interesting ones because they're so boring, which makes it interesting too. Look, this door we just glimpse at because they're going to knock your socks off as we go further, as I promised at the beginning. And the other thing is, I won't focus on what I'd say is an average door, and I won't focus on any kind of below average doors like that one or this one. What we're doing is we're seeking out the big mamas, which are a little further along. Here's where I said I'd consider taking a vote, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go by the three, I said this before, but I forget how I do it. Down this street, for about a 5-minute detour, is where there are some extra great good doors. So what I want to see is you write straight, which means this, or right, which means this. And whatever I say 3 times first is what I'll do. This is a choose your own adventure. A right from Lynn in Hawaii, or maybe sometimes in Hawaii. Right, oh my God, so many rights. That's a good sign. Okay, all right, literally. That's the sign of a good walk show. Here we go. Now, I know I did say that we were just going to go down Rue de Varenne, but this is a fascinating little stop. And we're just going to walk to the main road down there where the cars are going past. But there's about 5 excellent doors. I'll try and show the right-hand side as we go down, and then the left-hand side on the way back. No one said straight, which makes me think you're all here for the long haul. Get comfortable, guys. I reckon this will probably go for about, I'd guess 40 minutes, maybe an hour. And, the other thing is, if enough people are watching and you guys are all having fun, I can continue a little bit to Les Invalides and the Eiffel Tower at sunset, from a distance, of course, but, well, we'll have to see how much fun we're having. The aim for the moment is to get to the Musée Rhode, pretty much. So here's a good door. The first on Rue de Varenne. A couple of 10s coming in, an 8 and a 6. This is number 79. And Horloger is probably either was or is a watchmaker, I'd assume. With these, I'm just going to go around. Yeah, I should have brought some hand sanitizer with me, touching all these knockers. But this is a pretty good one. It's pretty different for the city. For the typical ones we're going to see. Oh, look. Got a little glimpse of what's to come on the way back. Oh, here we go. So this one's nice too. A lot of detail going on here. Nice knockers, says Cloudberry. 7.2, says Joseph. I love it. I wonder what your standard of excellence is when measuring these kind of things. And there's some more of these chassis, as I call them, and we'll get back to these. But this is a very intricate and beautiful one. Just let someone walk past here. Don't touch your face, says the leader. Yes, good point. Okay, here, look at the detail on this one. Including these, sometimes these have like little lion's heads on them. Not today, not for this one. Where are we gonna go to? I think we just turn around here. And the streets, Sunday night, Paris, surprisingly really empty. I mean, surprisingly, it's been like this a lot. I think as we walk down the street, you'll see a lot of views like this where just, you can walk down the middle of the street and there's not a care in the world. You know what you could do? You could put on a little Charles Aznavour in the background and feel like you're in Paris with me. Franprix. Who's getting excited about the Franprix? Who was that? That's just the local supermarket. Okay, let's get on towards some of these 10s. But this, this little street is so charming, and there's a couple of good ones coming up, like this with the lamppost. That's the word. Okay, Jane's in the room. Excellent. Someone's giving 10s. No 10s. 10s are forbidden at this point. Because if you give 10, it means 10 for the ones we're going to see later. The other thing is, remind me, guys, to look up, because they get really, they sometimes come with really cool buildings. I'm on Rue du Bac, and for the rest of the video, I'll be on Rue de Varenne. I think now's a good time I explain what these things are. The chassis. The French word is chasseroux, as someone's written already. And what they're for is to stop, well, they're not for nothing anymore, they're decorative, but they used to stop the wagon wheels from damaging the wall. So the wheel would come around on the back of the horses and hit into that. And that's not, that's kind of interesting. It's a relic of the past. But what I find really interesting is that we're getting water dripping on us from someone watering their roses up there. What's really interesting about them is they're really different. So those ones I just stopped on are probably the most boring of all, but sometimes they get to be super ornate. They're made of different, sometimes they're made of iron, sometimes they're made of stone, wood even, and they give you an example or an indication of what sort of lies inside of sometimes. So when you see, I saw the best one I ever seen the other day, it was like a dragon's head. And when you see those ones, sometimes it means that there were wealthy people living behind them. You know, if they can afford a nice chasse roue, they can obviously afford a nice everything else. I like this too. But I think that gives an extra point to the door. But now that I stand here, let's take a closer look. Not quite a handle. I mean, it's a handle, but not quite a knocker. But I see we can see inside too. Let's have a little look. Kind of hard to see inside, isn't it? What if I zoom? And you see, I think I just saw, yeah, you can see those chasse rouges. Oh, hard to see. But they continue all the way along the inside. So that's an indication for us. That's an indication to us that the horses would have gone in. And if you've ever been on other videos like this with me, you'll see that sometimes I pop into these courtyards and take a look and see where all the horses would have, the stables and where things were, where people would have parked their wagons. There's all these indications of a time gone by in Paris. Lynn sends in $5 and says for a cool drink or whatever you need to keep going. That reminds me, I did bring a drink. Thanks very much for your generosity on the super chat. And that's exactly what I'll do. What do you think? This one? An 8. Jim, you give good scores. You give very good scores. Look, and just in case you wanted to know, absolutely stunning evening. Perfect evening for a walk show. Now let's get back to where we started with a little brief look at, I kind of like this in Paris when you get a really old looking facade. This one maybe not so old, but old looking, but then they have automatic doors, you know, a mix of yesterday meets today. I think there's a chance these policemen won't like to be filmed, so I'll keep you on the ground for a second. You never know. Let's play it safe. Here we go. All right. I want to walk in the road, but the police are so close behind me. Maybe they yell at me again. All right, now we're starting to get into things. The doors are getting a lot grander. This one's quite big, you see. Often, at least in buildings I've lived in, when there's a door like this, it can be the window to where the gardien or the caretaker or the gardien lives. And yeah, we're starting to get the glimpse of the bigger empty streets with these lovely little heads looking towards each other. Here we go, continue. The cops are walking back and forth. Something's afoot. Is the Prime Minister going to come out again? Oh my goodness, here we go. Okay, this is where this one we're not even going to stop to look at properly. We'll just take a glimpse. Not bad. And then, what do you think? We're at number 40 now on our main street. A little one, a sweet little one. So I was walking down here with Lena, my wife, the other day. 3 from Cloudberry. What are you doing? Tough crowd. But that's fair enough. I do like the blue color too. This is where I'm starting to pause for a little bit longer as they start to get bigger and grander. And here's an example of that. This is the bigger, kind of grander, where it's not even part of the building anymore. We're at the front. Party going on down the road. We're gonna pass right through it. I like this one. I like these handles you see a few times around the city. Let's get a closer look at one. I'd wager that this works. Yep. I'd like to give them a way harder knock, but I don't think for some reason it would be well appreciated by everyone, especially the police behind me. Here's another kind of match that the other one that we looked at before, number 44. So we won't pause too long on that. We'll keep going. Oh, so this one matches the other one that we saw. 150 people watching, which really gladdens me because I worried that I was crazy and I was the only one who had a fascination with doors. But apparently not. I love it. 158 viewers and 51 likes. I think we can do something about that, folks. a quick little like spree. Should be able to pop it up to 100 before I get to the next door, I think. Here we go. Vroom, vroom, vroom. No, it didn't work. Okay. Well, look on my left, an amazing door, but I've got you hostage and won't show you till those likes go up. No, I'm just kidding. Of course I'll show you. I was just waiting for the traffic. Look at this one. Now we're starting to get, you guys who said 10 at the start, how are you feeling now? How are you feeling right now, guys? All you 10 people. I think, oh, Maria, that's very generous of you sending in $20 on Super Chat like that. What a lovely gesture. You're very kind. Thank you. What I'm going to do the same thing that I do with Lena during the pub quizzes, is support the local businesses that are open. So consider that. Hey, maybe Maria, you know you recommended that restaurant to me, Cafe Constant, 3-course meal. I think I might check it out. Look at this. Oh, the golden one works. This is a good one. Now we're starting to get into it. Look at the way that the pillars are have seen better days. Leaders swooning. Michael and Jill, we get 9s. And then we turn around. Oh, this one's open. I was tempted to run in after him, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. We'll respect his privacy. This is a good one, though. We got, so when I'm giving the scores, if I were to give the scores, maybe I should do it too. I think I will. What I look for, good door knocker, at least interesting chassis. Just a reminder, the French don't call them chassis. That's just what I call them. It's like an Australian slang thing. Extra points for the mascaron or whatever it was called. And a nice color and shape, we can get up to 10. So this one is, this is close to a 10 with some more lions, which is a sort of recurring theme really, isn't it? And yeah, I'm not so impressed. See, that would be for a full score. And then a bit more ornate chasserie here, chassis. But when you've seen them a couple times, you've seen them 100 times. You want to get the really rare, unusual ones. And that one just wasn't, I'm afraid. This is the streetwear. I think this is where they had the party going on just a second ago. I can see it above. And Deuxième Studios, which is the shoe brand of my very own wife, Lena, sends in €5 and sends a clappy hand. What did you do that for, Lena? What's your logic? Please tell me. Here's another one, which you might look at it and go, that's no better than the others, but sometimes you also have to take in the whole building, which as we scroll upwards, we see some amazing columns. We see an open window. Should I do it? Should we be a little voyeuristic? Yeah, chandelier kind of thing up on the roof. And I mean, just imagine living up here, and that's where the party was. Someone might throw a cigarette butt out at us. Doing such a good job, says Deuxième, and Instant Local says the knockers probably don't work because of people just knocking them as they walk by. I don't think many people do that. It might just be me that does that. But you might be onto something. So here's one I didn't really look at when I walked past the other day. I think it's the Italian Embassy. It's Institute, the Italian Cultural Institute. It's not the embassy. Are there any door cutouts on this door? Hello, lovely Lena. Yes, okay. I don't think there are door cutouts, but we could talk to her about it. So what's cool about this one, I mean, this isn't even a door, but what's cool about it is that lantern, which is awesome. But even cooler is, now that I've got the camera, I can show you over the top what that I couldn't even see before. I don't know what we're gonna find here. Can you see? I can't see from where I'm holding it. Anything interesting? Anything interesting? Erica sends in a 10. A 10? That wasn't a 10, Erica. You must be Italian. Here we go. Now you want to see a 10. I think now we're starting to get to it. Look at this one. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Now this might be the Italian Embassy. I don't even know. But look, this has got a lot going for it. A lot of details, a lot of beauty, nice color, perfectly preserved. I mean, oh, it is. It says at the top, maybe you can read it at home too. Ambasciata d'Italia, the Italian Embassy. What a great entry. That could be just a 10. I think I would. Here's the test. No. 9.5 from me. Onwards we go. Onwards we go. Oh, but what they do have, and they didn't have the chasse roux, but look at these. What do you think of these? Bit different? Are you starting to see why I'm become obsessed with these? Because it's very intriguing, I think. All these different designs like the one that we just saw. Kind of fun. And anytime I've done a walking, like a tour guiding tour, I take some listeners around, they always email me afterwards and say they spent the rest of their trip spotting these things. 9.5, no chasse roux, I love it. Okay, look at this. Wouldn't it be nice to get in here? This is a private, what did you call it? I guess, just trying to focus. Access is forbidden in here, which makes me just want to go in there even more. In French, they call this like a cité, which confused me when I first moved here, like C-I-T-E, cité. But it's not a city at all. It's just a little, what would you call it in English? Private road? Gated community, perhaps? They usually have gates, usually impossible to get to. Mafia headquarters says Art K1. And here's the road. That's where we've come from. Jane says it makes you wonder what shops or companies made the chasse roux. Yeah, it makes me wonder that too. Now, first famous face with a great door. And this was mentioned on the pub quiz the other day. In this building lived from 1910 to 1920 Edith Wharton. She's an American novelist. I think you guys all probably know. Very rare that they have English on these kind of signs. Even on Hemingway's building, they don't have anything written in English, but we got my years of Paris were spent entirely in the Rue de Varenne. Varenne, rich years, crowded and happy years. Isn't that cool? She was the first woman to ever win the Pulitzer Prize. And Joseph Di Primio, is that an Italian name, Joseph? Sends in a generous super chat right as we pass the Italian embassy. He says, this is Oliver's new hat, and highlighting the Italian embassy. There you go, I was right. New hat? New hat? What's wrong with my... I do need a new cap, actually. Here's another good door. 10, of course, from Deborah. I still feel like we're being too generous with these 9s and 10s, guys. I think we've got some treats in store. So this has got, let's have a closer look. Wouldn't it be cool if someone poked their head out and said, come in for an Aperol Spritz. It's pretty good. 10.5 from Jim. Jim, what are you doing, mate? You can't go over 10. Pretty good door. I wouldn't give it a 10. I'd give this a 9. I mean, you could throw in the extra history. You could throw in an extra point for history, but that's not really about the door, is it? That's about the history. I'll leave Joseph and Lena to talk about what cap I'm getting, apparently. Here's the philosopher Pierre Janet. Lived here, but not just that. Look at this. Virginie Herriot, a member of the yacht club and a champion Olympic sailor, also lived here. So what have we got? What do we think here? A bit different to the other ones. Glass. Compared to outdoors, says Don, these are all 10s. If it's something I sometimes say, I've still got this far to walk. I'm going to those trees. So if you know someone who might be interested in watching this that I'm doing, if you want to help me grow my show, now's the time to text them a link or Facebook them or Twitter them and say, hey, check out what this Australian dude Oliver's doing. It's kind of interesting. I think you'd like it. Subscribe to his channel. Look at that. That's an original chassis. I haven't seen one like that before. Stone. Gotta wonder what secrets were inside there. Thanks, Deborah. A small token of appreciation from your newest patron. Enjoy a refreshment on me. Deborah, thanks for joining up on Patreon. Good door coming up on the right, so we'll start on the left. A quick word about what Patreon is. It's how, if you read my book, if any of you guys have read my book, it's how I turned this unusual choice of a hobby that I do here into a job, and how I made it my career, I guess, filming chasse roux to people watching. So I think most of you guys know what I'm talking about already. Let's have a look at this iron gate, but it's patreon.com/the Eiffel Tower. If someone links to it, I'll be forever grateful. Do iron gates count? Wonders Artsy. And Virginia says it's a great book. Thank you. I think it counts because it's got the chassis, as we've talked about. It's got enormous lanterns. and it's got a Ferrari inside, which makes me think, you know, it makes me think there's untold secrets inside here that I want to get to know. Now, I'm not really a car person, but you can appreciate being somewhere in Paris where there's this kind of opulence, I suppose. But look, here comes a good door. Oh, I'm excited about this. Here we go. I'm gonna go slowly. I'm gonna go slowly. Book was so fun to read your story, says Cindy. Thank you very much. Here we go. Here we go. All right, look at this one. Did I share this in the thumbnail? If I didn't, I meant to. This has got everything. This has really got everything. This is a 10 for me. I give this a straight up 10. It's got, let's just take it. Okay, first we've got history, which we'll get to in a second. Don't really care in terms of the door, but here's a bicyclist for scale. All right, here we go. So it's got the cool chasseroos, which is just if you're new around here, let me just stress, that's just something I like. I don't know if anyone else really cares, but it's important to me, so that's why I'm starting on it. It's got the beautiful color. Jim wants to know, does the door knocker work? We'll get to that. We'll get to, I'm excited too, I don't know. We've got intricate wood design here. Now remember, I'm not an expert, but I'm just saying you what I see. We got these patterns of the woman reclining there and the guy checking her out, flexing his muscles, trying to impress her. And then we've got some kind of, what's the word? You know the word I'm looking for, what you have on a coin or whatever, emblems perhaps. And then on top, this kind of looks like something from a seafood salad, doesn't it? I don't know what's going on there. Those look like Roman or Greek gods, says Shonda. I love it, Shonda. I think you appreciate that I'm not an expert on those little Tinder scene going on there, but I appreciate it. And Art asking me, I'm gonna call you Art there, Art ZK1. How old is the door? I don't know much, but I don't know. I couldn't even guess. At least 100 years old. And here is a couple lived here. Louis Aragon was a poet who I read his poetry today. It was surrealist. I didn't know much about it. Now here we go. The ultimate test for a true 10 out of 10. Oh guys, oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. That's my first 10. Cloudberry's upping to 10. Oh my god, we got 10s all around at the moment. This is an exciting walk. This just went from a 9 out of 10 walk to a 10 out of 10. Now it's hard for this one to compete with the one that we just looked at, but it does have one thing that the other one didn't. It's very simple. Not very simple. It's very similar to the other one. A lot of 10s coming through. It doesn't have, you know, this is a 9 at best, but what it does have is this excellent continuation to the top. So it's more than a door, it's a whole building. Pretty fascinating. You got to wonder what's up at the top there. I'll come down as I let some people walk by. Same kind of color, lives next door. I like the balcony too, Maria. A bit of a Romeo and Juliet thing going on up there. But yeah, it's just not the same, is it? It's close. It's got the mini balcony for someone to live behind, perhaps. It's got a silver knocker that doesn't work. Come on. No, I'm not going to even waste my time. Let's cross the street, and I won't. I'll show you like this. This is where I got yelled at the other day. So there's a high chance that something's going to go wrong here because I see there's cameras everywhere. But it's just a little door. Can we see across from 58? Yeah, okay, I'll start there. But first, just check this thing out. That's pretty cool. I'm hesitant to, okay, I'm gonna do it, but there's cameras here. Nothing happens. There's this little thing, I don't even know what it is. Should we see if that moves? Oh, wow, this is new. Check that out. I don't even know what that is. And then there's a little thing where they see my face if I'm knocking. I don't know what that is. That can't be a door knocker. Does anyone know? Anyway, I'll get back to that. Here's 58 from across the road as someone requested. And someone commented that the facade is crooked. Half of Paris or more is crooked. So that doesn't surprise me. But look, as we look up, well, this is what's right behind me. I might get chased away. Yeah, but that'll make it even more fun, won't it? So that, you're thinking that's just a little door. I don't care so much, Oliver. But what happens when I step back and show, bonjour. Oh, c'est juste un petit vidéo. Ouais, c'est okay. Okay, pas de problème. Shit. Okay, they came. Sorry for swearing, I got scared. This is the door behind which the Prime Minister of France lives. So, did I film him just then? I'm a bit cautious. I don't think I was filming him, I think I filmed the ground, so we maybe got away with it. Moon, French flag, Hôtel de Matignon. Don't hang around here too long or you will get chased away, as I have now twice. Prime Minister in there somewhere. The door is open on Street View. When I was here the other day, it was open because I took a picture because the Prime Minister was coming out, or at least security people were coming out. And then there's some interesting chasse rue. That one has a little head on it, and this one's been taken away. Now we get away. We don't want to, we don't want to upset them, do we? Look, someone's walking into that door. Oh God, my timing's atrocious. What does this say? If you really want to read it, screenshot it and look at it later. But it's something from Charles de Gaulle himself by the looks of it. I'm not going to stand here and translate it. Okay, onwards. He was actually friendly, that security guard. You know, he could have been a lot more horrible than that. Now, maybe the PM will talk to us. Maybe I should try and interview the PM. We've got this little divider that I've got stuck behind now, so I'm just going to jump over it. So you know what happens if everything goes wrong. This one's not bad. What are we thinking? The door's too dirty, says Art. Too dirty? 6 and 7. It's not bad, is it? It's got the golden handle there. I can zoom in rather than cross the street as more cars are coming. Some nice chassis. Some nice detail at the top. What's the word that I'm looking for when you've got letters of your name? What's the word for that? Type of... What's the word I'm looking for, guys? When you have like the monogram, thank you. That looks like a monogram, huh? You're all there. But it also looks like it's made out, like they've done it so it looks like it's rope and stuff. Oop. Or a crest, yes. You guys know the words. What do you think this pole is? What's the story behind this? I do wonder. What could that be? Bus stop? No idea. So this is interesting. I walked past down at the back of the Eiffel Tower. There's the Monument for Peace, P-E-A-C-E, and not that it would be the other piece. I just felt like proving I could spell it. There was. I'll talk to you guys for a sec. It's been a while. There was the big Monument for Peace, the big. What do you call them? The big. I've lost my words, but anyway, it's at the very back of the Eiffel Tower, the other side of the Champ de Mars, and there was a sign up there, "Permis de construire." And they're taking it down. And I read the sign, I was like, is my French wrong? It looks like they're taking it down. But I went back a couple days later, they're in the process of dismantling it. How about that? Just thought I'd tune in and share that story with you. Back to the tour. So anyway, that's what's happening here. You can read, they do this a lot in France, you can come back and read the sign. I'm not gonna do this either now, but okay, I'll do a quick one. Rehabilitation, so they're fixing it up and then they close it down, like you can see. We're not gonna rate this one here. This is just an average one. And then they get on with it. Same thing's happening here. And there's also police up on the right-hand side, but this is a good building. Yeah, there were armed guards at the PM's house when we went there the other day. I like this door. It's subtle, it's understated. It feels like I'm a restaurant critic or something, a food critic. It's good though. This is like a bit of a hobbit hole. And it's all, I mean, like it's all up to you, isn't it? I like the window too. Like in the book, I talked about when I moved into my house just off Montego. Je peux pas filmer? Non? Oh, okay. Bien sûr, merci. Désolé. Okay, let's move onwards. In trouble for standing on the street. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. What was I talking about? No idea. Oh yeah, I talked about when I moved in just off Montego, how much I liked my door. And I realized, compared to, well, I'm definitely not going to cross when it's red, am I? I realized compared to some of these doors, it might not look so amazing, but it's all up to what it means to you as well. Like if you were a hobbit, you might really like that hobbit door that I just walked past and you might give it a score of 10, whereas a tall person like me might give it nothing but a 6. So two police on my back today. Goodness me, here we go. All right. Wow, look at the building where the police is standing. I don't know what he's doing there, but maybe he's protecting someone inside. That's a cool building. Yes, this one needs a paint job, and I shared this in my Instagram story. Hope you're all following on Instagram, and I got a handful of comments of people saying, what a shame that this one seems to have been left to disrepair. A lot of 4s. I disagree. I kind of think it's, I mean, yeah, it needs a paint job, but a paint job is a quick fix. I think it's quite charming. I'm not going to be so harsh. Cindy, that was police. You can see. The other guy might have been security, but I'm not sure. I was shocked at the time. Yeah, the ironwork at the top is nice. Eric says, during confinement, I skipped that street because I was controlled there 3 times. Heavy police presence. I'm going to cross the road again. Let's see who lived here. Pierre Emmanuel, the poet. I walked past the house where Gertrude Stein lived the other day for the first time. That was pretty cool. Now coming up on the right is an unusually low building. Like that's the rooftop. Usually, as I think you all know, Paris buildings are 6. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5, perhaps. Here's a tour. Nice little door. This looks like, I love that it's so crooked. Look how crooked it is. I hope you can see how cars everywhere. Can't walk on the street. He keeps looking at me. Let's get on with it. He keeps poking his head out and looking at me from the corner. I bet I'm going to get arrested. This will be the best walk show ever. What about this one? Like, sometimes I'm going to try and hold it still so you can take in the whole wall. I wish, hey, Lena, if you're still watching, or anyone really, can you take a print screen or whatever of this one? I wouldn't mind trying to paint it. I can't paint, by the way, but I just really like it. I like the look of everything. It goes together so nicely. And now I'm going to show you above it, which is also really nice. Angela Johnson, thank you all, of a lovely tour. That's kind of you, Angela. Thank you very much for joining. And I see we're at 96 likes. You know what that means? When we get to 100 likes, oh, I shouldn't even tell you. It's so exciting. Onwards. Look at these beautiful balconies. So if the people tuning in, I see there's more people watching than when we started. Crossing the road again. So the people tuning in now, we're walking down Rue de Varenne in the 7th arrondissement. How do I know it's the 7th arrondissement? Here's a clue. It told me. If you're ever lost in this city, you look at those street signs and they'll tell you where you are. And we're doing a sunset walk that's going to end at the end of this road. Here's another one. Let's start seeing some scores for this one. Bit darker. Maybe the street lights will turn on soon. Hope you can see all right. This is up around this. So if you want to look it up, number 72, Hôtel de Castries. And wow, look at the sky. He says, standing in the middle of the road as the cop looks at him again. That's not bad, huh? Is Lena going to bail me out of prison? Is that what's happening? Here's, when I was walking here with Lena the other day, I'm just going to do this really quickly because I know I said I'd stick to the street. But this is remember I told you about the word cité? I found one, so it's obviously not a gated community, but this one's cool. I've never walked down here. We're all doing this for the first time, perhaps. But Lena pointed to this and she goes, well, look at that. The street's symmetrical. And she's right. I think there's another one coming up that's even more symmetrical, but let's just have a quick look at it. This is a quick one because it's getting dark and I want to get to the big doors at the end. Look at this. We're all taking this in for the first time. Has anyone been down here? Let me know if any of you 180 people have been here before. That's a solid 8.5, 9, I think. That's a good one. I love the wooden ones. Polished wooden. Look, they're all like this. So we don't need to stop. But I get the feeling, oh, look at this. Did anyone say they'd been here? And Joseph sends me the screenshot as an email. Thanks, Joseph. I feel you need, if you know what I mean here, but the right kind of personality to be living behind one of these doors. I read a book by, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. David Downey, of course, who wrote about how he likes to look into people's windows in the evening. And it occurs to me that this is the perfect place to do it because they're all open. But I feel like it'd be very naughty of me to film through these open windows because, well, maybe the police will start chasing me again. This is cool, huh? So I haven't been looking, sorry if I'm going too quick, but this is off the map, off our map anyway. I wasn't looking at the comments, but I wonder if anyone said that they'd been down here already. Da, da, da. Look at this tree at the end. Pretty charming, huh? How many streets do you know that end with a solitary tree like this? Man, it must be so quiet to live here. Right there. And it is just a wall, as someone asks. I wouldn't mind living here. It might be a bit too far from the action though. Now you can just enjoy the walk. I'll hold it still as we get to the end. So where are you guys watching from? Anyone that's not in the US? I saw a lot of US cities coming up. I saw England. Look at how big, I don't mind filming inside when you can't see anyone or anything, but it looks pretty spacious. I'm not sure if you could tell. So I rode one of these for the first time the other day as well. A little bit, yeah, I'm not sure how safe they are, but it was pretty fun. Canada, Nick in Paris, Melbourne. I was born in Melbourne. How in the world do they get their cars in line like that? Jeez, okay, I'm looking inside a building, and it's wow, it's covered in art. It's fancy. Okay. Paris, Portland, Oregon, Oxford, Illinois. Cool. Netherlands. What a great crowd. Canada, South Africa. Isn't that cool? The airforce gone international. Thanks, guys. Ireland. So you might be wondering, why am I doing this walk? What's in it for you, Oliver? You might be thinking. I'm gonna answer. A great walk and great fun. I just wanted to take the chance to share Paris and the things that I really like. I'm not even gonna mention any kind of thing that I think you should go and click on and check out. Maybe I already have, but that's not the point. I just wanted to go for a nice walk, nice sunset evening. Oh, another car. And give you guys something to watch. I know a lot of you are in lockdown. I know I didn't do a pub quiz yesterday, so here we go. Let's see what's cracking. Look at this. This is by Australian standards a 10. Paris standards, I think we'll give it a 7. And Demore wants to know if I've ever been to Antwerp. No, I haven't. Antwerp. I haven't. Should I? The only problem with the empty streets, the only thing, is that you get some idiots going too fast. But the cool thing is, check this out. Totally empty street, and then totally empty again. Okay, let's start seeing some of these great doors that end the walk. This one, this is kind of what you'd think a ministry door would look like, isn't it? Kind of big and imposing. Ministry of Agriculture here. Very sort of proud building, isn't it? It feels like something from Harry Potter or something, doesn't it? It feels like, big decisions get made behind these doors. People wearing big, expensive suits walk through them. Sort of this rich, I don't know, is it mahogany? What do I know? I love how you think you've been chased by the police. Obviously, Elizabeth, I was kidding. I know I wasn't actually chased by police. Look at that chasse rue. just trying to add a bit of drama to the walk for humorous effect. If I was chased by the police, no, I'm kidding. I hope if you're new around here, it's just a bit of humor. I know there are a lot of serious things going on in the world, but I'm trying to give us all a bit of an escape from that and a bit of fun. Look at this building, wow. So this is another, look, I wonder what it was before. Because it still could be the Ministry of Agriculture, but obviously there's no sign up there. But another big grand door. So Australian, says Elizabeth. What are you saying there? I am Australian. This is interesting because the chasseroos come out from the side. I've never seen this before. The Ministry of Agriculture and Alimentation. Yeah, Aussie humor. Some people get it. Look at these two. So I've always wondered what these things are, and I asked someone who suggested that they were actually to stop people from like urinating against it. I don't know if that's the case. Look at this door. Looks like it's about to open. Another French flag, so maybe another government building. And then there's a human for scale. Maybe not about to walk in. Oh yeah. Fancy. We got a quick look. Quick look. Yes. And then this is number 69. This is a pretty good one too. With its own little, balcony. You feel like you could have an archer up there looking at us all with arrows. But cool detail on this door too. Look at this. Oh. Bonjour. Je peux filmer là? No, pas du tout. Okay. So someone opened it and asked if I could film, and he just shook his head and laughed and said no. Here we go. What do you think about this one, guys? This is the one that I put on this is the only one on the Instagram story that I did with a video. And I put that song, Ameno it's called, because I think it's so grand. And I am going to pass by Arpège very shortly, Carl. Keeping the riffraff like me out, says Lucy. Look at this. Wow. Yeah, I think I agree that this is a 10. Can you give a close-up of the columns beside the door? Sure. Which ones? Which door? This door? Which columns? I'm going to give a close-up of everything because this is a great one. We'll start with the enormous soccer ball sized chassis. Look, there's a human shoe for scale. It's a very small handle. It makes you wonder if you could open the door, but a lot of these Parisian doors have doors within a door. I'm not sure about this one, but like a cutout to get you through. A close-up on the stone, as requested. That's pretty cool, huh? How's that for a close-up? I can go even more close-up. Watch this. And that's how these walk shows work. If you guys want to see something, just ask. I'll zoom in. I'll show. The moon looks so far from you right now, and it's right outside my window, says Joe. Are you one of the astronauts? Are you watching this from space? It does seem quite far away, doesn't it? Look, they opened up now. I mean, I kind of want to show, but he did say I couldn't. I'm going to. Wow. Look, I'm just pretending to be a tourist. I wish I hadn't asked now. Fancy. Very fancy. Okay. Nice sky as well. See if I can get a shot on that. There you go. That purple is exactly what it looks like. Okay, back to it. Oh, it's good to go on this side as well. Look at this. We're going to get a good sunset. Now, where are we up to? Another 9.9. They look like arrows. I really imagine they're leaves. I think leaves. It's cool, huh, this one? Oh, over 200 people watching. Fantastic. Lucy's gasping. I want to live there and drive my car out, says Karen. That's pretty funny. Hey, look, there's another open one. Are we going to miss it again? What is wrong with me? No! Oh. Story of my life, huh? Here we go. What do we think of this one? This is good. Now let's take it all in. We got the door, which is nice by itself. Jane says we need more people to hit like. Yeah, half of you have liked. That's not fair. I don't ask for much. A quick like. But this is cool because the building's nice. The sun's hitting it very pleasantly, and we've got these, I don't know what the word is, reliefs? Could you say reliefs? I like how they've put, I'm gonna let the scooter go past, but I like how they put the number 82. I always like when, you know, a typical street sign number looks like that in Paris, but I like when they include it in a different way on the door, like that. Big fan of that. And some cool chassis. And look at this, here's a touch that we haven't seen before. Braille. Invented by a Frenchman, Louis. Obviously I don't read it, but I assume that's what that was. It's a nod to the fact that it will always be 82. What do we think about this one? It's a bit different. Can we have some scores for this? I mean, the colors, like the marble at the top, is pretty cool. Goes well with the door. 6 from Ilini. Tough judge. I think if I lived here, if I moved here from Australia and lived behind this door, I'd be scoring it a 10. But yeah, Mickey Mouse ears, says Jane. It is unique. I like that it's different compared to the other ones on the street. Now. We're gonna get some lovely evening light. There's a cool thing I've been taking photos of, like this woman skating down the middle of the street. And I took photos of people skateboarding outside the Palais de Tokyo and kids playing in front of the Musée d'Orsay where there'd usually be crowds. It's really interesting and different what's happening in Paris right now, because obviously we'd usually have 1 billion tourists. But not today. Now, where are we now? Who knows what's behind me? Who knows what behind me? Before I go to it, I'm just gonna see who used to live here. Who's a Paris nut and knows what restaurant is 2 meters behind me? Ici est tombé, okay, someone who died for France in 1944. No one knows. Well, that surprises me. I'll show you. No, it's not the Rhode. It is the Arpège restaurant. Rhode is up to my left, and we'll check it out after we check out this restaurant. Hopefully they got a menu out the front and you can see, whoa. Oh my goodness. This guy's trying to run the cyclist off the street. Wow. He was really going close to him then. Now. Arpège. We were talking about this on one of the Patreon walks the other day because Justin from Zia had worked here for Alain Bassard. Usually they have a menu in the door. Instead of a menu, where there's usually a menu. So this, if you don't know, is one of the fancy, famous restaurants in Paris. Rather expensive, 3-star restaurant, says Nick. Yes, instead of a menu, it says, Je suis dans le jardin. I'm in the garden. That's a good photo too. There's a sign of how things are not as they usually are. Head chef in the garden. No surprise, I think I saw him on one of those Netflix cooking shows, and he grew all his own stuff, I think. Yeah, he has his own garden, says Carl. Arpège, says Maria. Has anyone eaten there? Marianne doesn't care much. She doesn't care. Why don't you care, Marianne? It's pretty cool. How about this one? Just letting someone go past underneath. Organic garden. Deborah says there are 2 big red doors across from the Rhode coming up that will blow your mind. Those are my faves. This is kind of cool. This is where Gabriel Barres lived, the chef or the chief, the head of the music of the Republican Guard. Well, I don't know who that is, but perhaps you guys do. Let's continue. Let's get to, oh, look at this. I haven't been keeping track of the time, but I can see. Can you see that? We can get closer. Can you see it? I don't know. Oh no. If my timing's right, it's going to do that for another 5 minutes, so we don't need to stress. But here's another good door. If I had been cleverer, I would have got to the front of the Invalides within an hour, so we could show that it was glittering. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get around this. I'm going to show you inside the Rhode Gardens. We'll just get a look at the top of the Eiffel if we can. Can we? It's vanished. I'll try. I'll do my best. Meanwhile, on the left, fantastic door. On the right, fantastic door. You're not going to see them until I come back. There you go. There's the best view I can get you for now. Cool, huh? Also makes me realize how far I've come from home. I got a long way to get back. First, let's go look inside this beautiful Musée Rodin. If you don't know what that is, it is where Auguste Rodin, I believe he lived there for a long time and turned it into a museum of his work after he died. Actually, maybe even during his life. And you can see they've perfectly kept everything manicured in there. Here's one of his works. There's all the rose bushes. Yes, he lived there, says Jim. Yeah, I thought he did. And then the museums have started opening again, so it could be, maybe it's not going to be such a wait before we can get in here again. This is one of the best museums. A lot of outdoor stuff. And on the other side of that building is where the thinker is, you know, the penseur, the guy, you know, with his fist to his chin, sitting down. That's right, Burger de Calais, says Instant Local. That's exactly the piece that I just zoomed in on. Here are the two doors on the right that will blow your mind, according to someone whose name I've missed or forgot. But they were right. This is excellent. I love this. What a shot. This is the best in my book, says Maria. The best museum or the best doors? Julie's back from the grocery store. I miss so much. The cafe's great too. Favorite museum. It's a good building, this one too. Look at this. Marianne gives an 8, though tough to please on the Arpège restaurant. So an 8 could be really a 9 from Marianne. I'm not sure. Have a look at this though. Here's what I mean when I say there's sometimes quite intricate chassis. Do you see what I mean? So when I started noticing that they had all these differences, that's when I started getting really interested in it. I'll step back here a little bit. Some of these crests or monograms that we were talking about before up here. That one is the letter B. I'm sure there's a story in there that this podcaster doesn't know. And there's also a B on that one. Whoa. But here behind me is another fantastic door we're going to check out. So one last look at the two of these together. You have to step right back to get them. They do look purple. Red skies at night, sailor's delight, yeah. We'll get a better look of it around the corner. Let's take a look at this one though, the Musée Rodin. Here's a good door at the end of the street. I say good, it's grand. Look at this. So they've got, it's pretty basic compared to some of the other ones that we've seen, but it is astounding in its size, really, isn't it? I'm gonna walk closer and zoom in. A lot of motorbikes and stuff going past. Here we go, I'm crossing. These are kind of like, when you think about it, these are like modern day chasse-routes. They're stopping people from getting in, but the real ones are hardly at all as exciting. A lot of 8s coming in. The grandeur of it gives it some extra points in my book, but to be honest, it's pretty boring, isn't it, compared to some of the intricate ones that we've seen. But if you take it all in, the whole wide door and everything, there's the spelling of it if you've not heard of Rodin before. This one I'm a fan of. This whole building is a 10, isn't it? So now we're getting to the point where I'm at the end of the street, and it will have to be basically your requests for more to get me to the Invalides, to show you the Eiffel Tower, picnicking Parisians, and one last fantastic gate. Do you want to see it? Should I go on? Let me know. I'm about 50 meters from the end of the street. I'll await your comments, whether I'm going to leave in 30 seconds or continue another 10 minutes. Up to you. Let's have a look here. Café du Musée. Someone said the cafe was nice. Did you mean this one or did you mean the one that's inside? I assume you meant the one that's inside. I'm getting a lot of Oliver, go home, we're done. So we've got better things to do from you guys, I think. So I think please stop. That's enough. Not interested. Hate your podcast. Stop trucking. Yeah. Look, there's the Invalides. I'm kidding. Of course I'm gonna go on. This is fun. I'm just walking home anyway, right? I'll continue around the corner and we'll see what we find. Okay, do I have you going there? What did Lena say? Come home. Well, okay, there you go. I'll walk home. Let's continue. I was just messing with you guys. Come on, we're just having a bit of fun. Oh. And across we go. I tell you, so that's the street. Rue de Varenne. If you come to the 7th, you should absolutely do it. Send me your pictures if you come. A funny thing though, when I looked at it online, it said that the road actually continued through this gate. Like technically the road doesn't finish until you go down this bit. I don't know if that's the truth, but kind of cool. It's like a little chateau in here, isn't it? The museum at Invalides is amazing, well worth it. It is. It's a good shot, get the moon in. Oh, too far away. There it is, okay. All right, let's continue around to this Invalides. You cheeky monkey, says Deborah. You're totally full of it, says Sue. Yeah, I was just messing around, just trying to have some fun. You know what I will say? It seems that you guys are all extremely lovely commenters, and it's nice of you to be so kind. But I'll tell you something, I've been in contact with, a lot of the people I keep company with in Paris are, content creators, I suppose we could say, the kind of people I had on my show. And it feels to me that there's been a lot lately of criticism aimed towards people online. Like more than I've ever come across before in conversation. I feel very fortunate that a lot of you, the extreme vast majority of people who follow the Eiffel Tower seem to be really lovely people, but I keep hearing these stories about people getting horrible comments online. I have no idea what's going on. So I feel like something's maybe changed somewhere. People leaving 1-star reviews on people's channels and stuff like that. Don't know what's going on. Oh, who commented about rats? Oh no, it was someone. Here we go. Whoa, look at this. Whoa, look at this. We're in for a treat, guys. Oh. So my point is, the reason I brought that up, well, I'm just freestyling really, but the reason I bring it up is not to try and tell people not to leave negative reviews. It's rather the act of leaving kind comments and reviews on people's channel can do an awful lot to keep them keep doing what they're doing. So even if you're not typically a commenting kind of person, doing those little fun comments and if you like someone's Instagram account, say you like it. And you do a lot to battle against the psychos out there who are doing the opposite. This, by the way, this isn't my way of asking for nice comments at all. If anything, do it for other people. Let's try and make this world a bit more of a positive place. That's what I say. I haven't been reading your comments for a while, but I have seen that the Eiffel Tower is in front of a really nice view. Did I say a super chat that I didn't address? Marianne, 30 DKK, is that Danish kroner? Are you in Denmark, Marianne? Are you? That's very kind of you, thanks so much. Are you in Denmark? Please tell me, I'd love to know. Maybe I'll speak some Danish to you, or I'll do my best. Jody says, where are you now? I'll tell you exactly. I'm just on the edge of Rue de Varenne. Oh, wow. And there's a beautiful sunset. And we'll have a stop and we'll have a little appreciation of it. And I'm also at the front of Les Invalides. did we get a comment of whether Marianne is in Denmark. So I like to tell Lena, my wife, who's Swedish, that I speak Danish as a joke, because I think it sounds kind of like Swedish. So if you understand this, tusen tak, tack så mycket, tack. How's that? Here we go. What is that? Please take a photo of the sky so I can make it my wallpaper, says Narcoleptic. I can't because I'm filming. You have to do a screenshot. I only have one phone. But I'll give you a little glimpse. Isn't it nice? Wow, isn't this nice? That's nice, Deborah. Hi. What did I miss? Oh no, too many comments coming in at once. Cindy, thank you so much. This was lovely for me too. I'm really enjoying doing this. I'm not the commenting kind, but I really enjoy your content, says Mary. I think there are a lot of people who aren't the commenting kind, so don't worry about that. I think it's more just, I'm not actually, to be honest, I'm not the commenting kind either, but I'm going to make an effort. I think we should all make a concerted effort to leave more nice comments everywhere. That's kind of my goal going forward. You'll be able to see it. I'm going to do it on Instagram on everybody's channels. I'm going to be that guy. I'll try and be funny too, because I don't want it to be some soppy, love your photos kind of stuff. Look at this. Wow, we're in for a treat. So, speaking of in for a treat, as I was doing this same walk with Lena the other day, I saw the gate at this place, and also the security didn't want me there, but we're gonna go and take a look at it. We'll keep going. I'll keep going for a while. When 200 people are watching and you're walking home anyway, I think you can get away with it. But this, wow, what a night. What a treat. It's almost like I timed it to be like this. Of course I did. So this is where all the Parisians are hanging out. They've recently mown the lawns. So to give you a bit of bearings, in case you're not familiar with where we're standing, this is where 2,000 Parisians are sitting for picnics. Can you see where I'm pointing? Over there, those golden statues are on the top of the Pont Alexandre III, the beautiful bridge crossing the Seine. So the Seine runs along where we are right now. And that's the Grand Palais and that's the Petit Palais that I tried to get into on that episode about the 8th arrondissement, where it was just me and Lena having some fun from the back of the scooter. And the same episode that got written up by the New York Times, which we both thought was really funny because we were just messing around. In that episode, if you haven't listened, I'd always been interested in what was inside the Grand Palais, and we didn't try and break in, but not at all, but we tried to get in, and the mystery remained. I've since looked it up, so you don't need to tell me. But look at this. How's this for a gate? Oh, the lights turn on as we get here. Look at this. Is Lena still here? Is Lena coming to meet me? Is that what I just saw? Look at this. Whoa. So this gate is just super beautiful anyway. 10 of course, 15 from Shonda. And then these cool chasseroux, which I'll zoom in on. It's just stone ones, but they've put these beautiful blue painted metal things over the top of it. This is really grand, isn't it? Lovely gates. We should have had scores for gates too. Deborah says, I'm going to binge on all your podcasts from the beginning. I just found you love your work. Hey, thanks. I think you'll like the podcast if you like this walk. Now, so did Lena say she was coming to meet me, or was that someone else said that? Like the streets. Maria, these have fabulous light shows during the summer. Rhode says, ever heard about COVID-18? I don't know what that means. Are we back at Montmartre yet? No, not yet. We're still in the apartment by the Eiffel Tower, courtesy of Paris Perfect, who've been so generous and kind to us. Look at all the people. She asked if she should come meet. Yeah, Lena, do it if you want to. I'll walk towards you. We can keep going. Guys, at home, you make a cup of tea. Make a cup of coffee. Here we go. I'm going to keep going for a bit because this road's cool, and because you guys seem so into it, She said she was and asked what street you're on. Oh, cool, Lena's coming. Maybe she's watching as she's walking. That's pretty funny. But I can't really email her or anything. What is this here that I just seen? Jodie Ferguson. So generous. Love the time spent walking through Paris. Keep them coming. Oh, that's really super kind of you to do that. And I will. This is something I really enjoy doing. As we get onto this big, beautiful street, as the sun sets, and I look for comments from Lena, I'll tell you, this is... oh, I'm a bit confused. Hang on. Lena, I cannot wait to see her. There. Hi, Lena. I'm missing you. Okay, it's green. As I walk this way, Jodie I was talking to. I suppose I was talking to everybody. But I will keep doing it because, as I wrote in the book, I started this podcast as a hobby when I was really a journalist. And then people started listening and I really enjoyed it. And my goal was, if I could make it, that I could have a... oh, look, the Eiffel. My goal was to make it if I could have minimum wage. Then I'd keep doing it and aim for it as a full-time job and quit my journalism job. And we did it through Patreon. And then I was like, I've created the best job in the world. So we'll keep doing it. I love it. You know what I really love about it? That people like you guys watching are as curious about the parts of Paris that I'm curious about. Or at least I hope you are. Because I think there are a lot of people in Paris who are showing the same kind of things, which are cool too, and I get it, you know, and I guess that's how everyone needs to make their blogs work. 15 secrets of the Eiffel Tower, that kind of stuff. But, you know, the chasse rouge and the doors and the Rue de Varenne is what I'm living for. I love it. And I'm glad that 200 people will come to watch a video like this. It's really cool. I love it. Now, any comments from Lena? You guys have to peruse the comments to see if Lena's on the way, and we need to try and orchestrate this because I'm also watching the traffic. But I've just turned onto Rue de Grenelle, which is a cool street in itself, but I think people were looking for Rue Saint-Dominique, which is the next one down, and that's where I should walk. That's where I'm going to walk. That's where we get the best Eiffel Tower view as we walk down the street. Keep saying your street for Lena. Okay, we're walking down Rue de la Comète. There you go. And that's an invader. And I think you probably all know the invader stories by now. But in short, anonymous French artist putting mosaic tiles up on the walls. Here we go. Now, we don't want an ER ending for an Eiffel Tower show. She wants to know what street you are taking. Down Comète, and then on to Saint-Dominique. Tell her to go down Saint-Dominique. Saint-Dominique, Lena. I just saw a comment. Are you watching it as you're walking? This is great. Rue Saint-Dominique, where Lena has done paintings before. Are you watching and walking, Lena? So maybe someone will have to check this on the map, but I'm planning to go down Saint-Dominique, because I think it runs between, I'll say it in English, University and Grenelle. Université and Grenelle is Saint-Dominique. That's where Lena needs to go. Here we go. Message retracted from Joe. Oh, I wonder what that said. I also saw some super chats. Sandra says, "You are amazing." Thanks, Sandra. Lucy says, "For your Aperol funds." That's great. Good idea. I think Aperol Spritz could be the order of the evening. Now, we're going to go down one of the one of the really charming streets, and I don't know if I mentioned it. So Lena on Parisian Postcards on Instagram, which we could link to someone perhaps. I think she's done it before. Did a painting. I saw her doing it today of this very street, and there's no surprises. Not this one that I'm on, the one I'm about to turn left on. And it was really cool. I hope she shared it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Funny, I thought I'd just be going Grenelle, and then you guys convinced me. And now we're going to get Lena as well for the end of the show. What a treat. What a world we live in. What a Sunday. Here we go, here we go. Good, I was right. It is Saint Dominique. Okay, walking now. Stay on Saint Dominique. Cool. We're going to bump into Lena at some point. We've got to hope that she sees me because I'm that tourist looking at all the doors. Now, we made it. So if you want to look on the maps at home where we are exactly, this is Rue de la Comète, Comet Street, where it meets Rue Saint-Dominique, Rue Saint-Dominique. And we're about to walk right down the middle of it. And if I'm right, oh, I am. If I'm right, you guys are in for a treat. You ready for this? As I go to the left, are you ready? I think I'm just gonna stand still and let us appreciate this for a second, because it is really Irish pub, says Sergio. It is okay. I'll go a bit past the Irish pub so it looks a bit more French, but the bikes are a nice touch. How about that? Pink Cadillac 42. Oliver, you're the best. Thanks so much, Pink Cadillac. You're the best. I've been reading the Bruce Springsteen autobiography today. Now, what was I looking at? Is that an Irish pub? Okay, look, people are asking. There's probably been Irish pubs in Paris for as long as anyone can remember, but maybe that's a new one. Let's see if we can get a shot with the bikes in. Maybe Lena will walk in before we're even... No, it's not good like that. It's good like this. And there's a restaurant on the left that makes for a really good shot. You'll see a lot of people take. It's actually this with that. Let's see if we can get the shot. Oh, with the patisserie. There you go. That's the shot you'll see from a lot of people. This is kind of the famous where the Eiffel Tower looks too big for the street shot. All right, where were we up to? I haven't looked at any of the comments. Hang on, Fontaine du Mars restaurant is Robert De Niro's favorite, says Laura. Is that true? What, his favorite in Paris? I'd love to bump into Robert De Niro one day. What a special Paris treat evening this is becoming. Right in the middle of the street we'll go. Wow, Robert De Niro's favorite restaurant. Fancy that. I'm not gonna focus on the doors so much for this last part of the walk, although when I see a good one I'll stop. Now I don't know what this means. Ébénisterie. I know that menuiserie, the one on the right, is a furniture maker. Can anyone check that up for me? I'd love to know. Ébénisterie. No idea what that is, but it's a cool door. 66, Ébénisterie. Let's learn some French while we go. Onwards. Joseph, please take Lena to supper at the restaurant Fontaine de Mars in the 7th, one of my favorites. You got a deal, Joseph. I'll absolutely do it. Thanks for that. I really appreciate it. We'll make it happen. I've been wanting to go there for ages, actually. So now we will. Does it mean upholsterer? Are you guessing? Carving wood? Ébénisterie. Ebony? Yeah, it kind of makes sense that it could be something like that. Anyone seen Lena yet? I haven't. Cabinet maker. So that makes sense. Cabinet maker and furniture sort of upholsterer. Here's a little Passage Jean-Nico. Look at that. I bet that would be quiet. I kind of want to go there. I'll go there real quick because I know Lena won't have caught up yet. But just for a quiet glimpse of Paris. Look at the lights. Okay, cabinet maker. It's been confirmed by everyone. Thank you. And thanks, Kelly loves France. Do you love France? Do you love France as much as I do? I bet you do. Sean loves passages. Me too. The only negative thing, including that one just there, is when people are out street, drinking, it tends to be a hot spot to relieve yourself. So kind of they can smell, and that one did. I'll be honest. That's one thing you'll get from me, is you'll always get honesty. Who likes this movie? Who likes that movie? I do. I shamelessly like it. I think it's brilliant. I think a lot of French people think it's a bit too geared towards tourists, and I saw that the director of it said in an interview with the Telegraph newspaper in England that he thought it was... what did he say again? He said something like, I'm going to go home and read it again, but he said he would never make a sequel to it. He didn't like... Oh, he said Montmartre has been ruined, which I absolutely disagree with. But, hey, you're going to hear in tomorrow morning's podcast episode, I talk a little tiny bit about Amelie because someone sent me in this lovely email. I won't give it away, but she kind of turned her life into a bit of Amelie after reading my book, and I just loved it. So that's going to get mentioned in tomorrow's podcast. 200 people watching. I hope you've all subscribed. Free to do it. And it's a good podcast. I think so anyway. Where are we up to? Some good chassis. I want to make this video, but I want to make a video about chasse rouges. I've been wanting to do it for about 2 years, where I just go around and show them and cut it together into a really nice, like, sort of little 3-minute video. But it's just one of the things at the end of my list of things to do. Shonda, it is a good podcast. Wow, thanks. Please post photos when you do go. Thank you, my friend Joseph, of course. I'll send them to you. I saw you took a screenshot and emailed it to me. It came up as a notification. The chef of the Fontaine left, and she opened her own restaurant, the one we mentioned in the pub quiz. Baitia. Yes, the one I couldn't pronounce. Ah, Marie, you know all the facts. I just paused for a sec to read the comments. I was thinking of getting a tattoo from the movie, says Joe. What would you get as the tattoo? That's what I want to know. What would an Amelie tattoo be? I don't know. I'm trying to think what would make a really cool tattoo that kind of pays homage to that film. Maybe dipping your hand into the grains of sand. Maybe skimming a stone on the Canal Saint-Martin. Here's one of the local churches. So I don't know if did I say it? We're living in the 7th at the moment, thanks to Paris Perfect Apartments. They just let us have the keys to one of their places because no one is here, none of the tourists are here. And it means that we've got to explore this area. So thank them, don't thank me that I'm out here doing this. I probably wouldn't do it if I was in Montmartre. In fact, I wouldn't come over here very much in general. So it's a treat for us all, I guess. Holding the gnome, yeah, gnome Joe, that's a good one. Oliver prepares interesting extras, read the podcast for Patreon members. That's true. Thanks for being a Patreon supporter, Carl. The best podcast, says Deborah. The Elf. Oliver, get the audible of the Springsteen autobiography. Bruce reads it and it's amazing. Is it an audio book or an audio experience? That's what I want to know. I bet he reads it well. Oh man, I gotta check that one out. Is there sound effects? Hi Leslie, you really are joining late. You're joining so late. You've missed the whole street that we were here for. But that's okay. Big Monoprix. I love that you guys know all the supermarkets. Where's my wife? All back in the middle. It's so quiet. I mean, it is Sunday, to be fair. After staying in the 7th so long, are you tempted to consider moving? Says Heidi. Great question, Heidi. The truth is, like, the weird thing is, after staying in such a big, luxurious apartment, our Montmartre flat feels so small. So small. Oh, who's this? Who's this across the road? And exploring the 7th is so fun, so it wouldn't surprise me if we tried something different. Who's that? I'll come to you. It's lovely Lena. What are you doing here?
I found you. Hey guys.
Do you want to have a go on the camera? I'm desperate to drink some water.
How's your arm?
Yeah, it's good.
Hey.
What?
Sorry, I'm looking a mess. I was working and then I thought it'd be really nice to pop out, say hi, and well, here we are.
Do your cutouts.
What does that mean?
People were asking for your cutout from the quiz.
Okay, yeah. Like charades. I don't know what to do.
You've just got to join me for a walk as we go back towards where we live, I think. And then we'll... do you want to go back down the same street? What were you thinking?
I mean, it's a nice street. I don't know what's...
Sweat Lena. Do you mean sweet Lena?
A bit of both.
What? Is this good? Did you just walk down here?
Yeah, it's nice. It's
All
a really
right.
nice street, so we might as well continue.
I'm sure there are a lot of lovely comments for you that we'll have a quick look at. All I see is Sweat Lena.
Sweat Lena, sweat.
Hello, lovely Lena. I'm turning around for a second.
Hello. I found you.
Always a breath of fresh air, says Lynn. You certainly are not a mess, says Victoria. Trop cher, says Joseph. What does that mean? Look at this. Lena, stand there for scale. We've been doing doors, I think you know already. So this is the Romanian embassy. Look at that. Double doors. So did you watch the video? Did you see me scoring or see all of us scoring the doors?
Yeah, I feel like everyone is very... there are not many high scores.
Well, I did at the start. I told. Oh, hey, this is a good one. It's too dark to really show it.
Okay, fine. It's nice. I'm not gonna touch it though. Did you touch it?
I've touched everything. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, we're gonna walk to Avenue de la Bourdonnais. That's where we're finishing this walk, right by the Eiffel Tower. That's a guarantee.
Amazed you still have battery.
Oh, this camera goes forever.
Really?
We're gonna stop at the base of the Eiffel Tower. There's no more negotiation. That's where it's happening. I would say it's about what? How long does it take you to walk here? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes is how long we're here for.
It was pretty quick.
Thank you, Lena, for joining me. I wonder if she joined me to bring me home because I've been out too long. We won't know.
Yeah.
But can you hold that for a second?
No, not at all.
Do you feel
Not
guilty
at
for
all.
not doing the pub quiz?
Yeah. I was
I'm gonna show you
missing
something. I'm gonna
everyone.
show you something.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me do
Oh. Okay. Well, there is some childlike wonder sounds from me.
Look at you operating the
I know. It's great.
stabilizer like a pro.
Look at these.
I wanna show
They look
you-
like sheep dragons.
you're less pro on it than I was. I was at least having a go at the,
There you go.
the
Sheep
Greek and
dragons.
Roman stuff. Look at
Nah.
that. Is that a snake on her arm?
It sure is.
So I've got some facts for you about this place. To
Ooh,
your
there
left,
it
this
is.
restaurant, Robert
Yeah?
De Niro's favorite.
I'll film. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Oh, I'm getting the hang of this now.
Come, let's look at the.
Okay. Great.
Asked me to take you for dinner here.
Ooh. Okay. That sounds great.
Made a generous offer and we're going to do it.
Look at that. That's very charming.
Can you get a shot of the inside?
Um,
Maybe not.
sort of. No.
We'll come back, we'll send
Ooh, look at the
pictures.
floor. Hang on.
I got it.
Yes.
Have you got your? Yeah. Why not? Goodness, I said that before. There's the empty streets have made people a bit loud on their bikes. Okay, we're gonna get to the base of the Eiffel, where I think you'll all agree with me. It looks fantastic, up close and personal. At night with the lights on, when it's blue hour, as someone commented just before.
There's loads of
It is blue,
scaffolding. Yeah.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't go.
Maybe we shouldn't go too close.
Did you see the? Did you see when I said to everyone, should I continue or stop? Was I going a bit much
yeah.
on that? Yep.
What do you mean?
I was trying to convince people we're going to stop, but the truth is, everyone, we're going to go to the Eiffel. Look at this. So we were at the
Right, it's hard to tell.
when we were at the Jardin de Luxembourg, folks, we saw this woman plucking the heads off all the flowers.
Oh, I know.
I think to grow something.
Shamelessly.
Yeah, it was shame on her, right? Like a sort of middle-aged, well-dressed woman. Just, I could hear them.
But it wasn't just like, okay, cool-ish if you do one. Like, I can, like, okay.
You're
one.
generous. I wouldn't even.
Like, maybe you could sneak one, maybe. But she took like 50. She had a bag full of them.
Oh
You
dear.
can't do that. Or?
I don't know. What do you guys think at home? Do you think okay to steal a couple of flower heads? Do you think shame on you? Or do you think, Oliver, Lena, get over yourselves?
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh no, did we walk past the Maria?
What?
Cafe Constant.
What's that?
Oh goodness me, I walked past it. I have to go back. It's too far back, Maria, I missed it. But there's a really nice restaurant that Maria recommended.
Oh, I thought that was the one that we stopped at. This is my favorite. I love this little thing. What is it?
No, I'm gonna go back for Maria.
Oh,
She's the pub
okay.
quiz champ. She's recommended this. Maria, I'm going back. This is for you. But you have to, in return, explain right now in the comments why this place is so good. That's fair, Lena, right?
It's totally fair.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, it wasn't far.
We're doubling back. We're doubling back. Terrible to steal flowers. Okay, everyone agrees. Now, Maria, I'm waiting for your comment. What is so good about this place?
Hang on, is this where we... No.
This is where they make €22 3-course meals.
Ah.
Okay, so petit déjeuner, service continue, yes, drinks, yes, yes. Maria, I've never dined in here, but you can see. So, can you guys read that at home? The Sunday menu.
Oh look, I think they got different tea sorts, and it said it's like Montague, Champ de Mars,
Pont des Arts. And fairly reasonable priced wine as well, 16, 20 euros. The chef is well known, the food is fresh and delicious.
Oh.
There you go. We'll continue. Joseph says, shame on you. I don't think he's talking to us.
Okay, I hope not.
Deadheading, cleaning off. Hey, maybe she was pulling off dead ones.
Maybe she was helping.
Ah, I see what you're saying. You know what? I'm going to post a picture of the menu back there for you guys who didn't read it or who couldn't translate it. But I forgot. I was going to translate it. There's something. I started looking and then I got distracted. Leslie, what did I miss? You missed everything. Leslie. Leslie, we've been going for 100 minutes. And we're very close to the Eiffel Tower where the video's about to end. In a way, you came at the best time. You missed a scoring of doors. You missed a bit of banter. You missed some views of this bad boy.
Is this the first view you got?
No. It's funny, Lena. So we were we were all quick to jump on this woman, but maybe she was helping the plants.
Yeah, maybe.
But she was putting them in her hand and kind of suspiciously. Let's walk towards it. This way? There and there? Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Or like there and get the perfect view.
Okay,
Alright.
here we
I
go.
commandeered your walk
We
show.
have to kind of go the wrong way to go the right way.
Yep, a little bit.
What was the restaurant the other gentleman from the walk last week recommended that was very affordable Michelin star restaurant? I think it was Tommy and Co. or something like that. I think it was that, and his name's Justin. Here we go, here we go. And here we go. Heidi was referring to the Eiffel Tower walk I did with Justin for Patreon supporters. I deadhead people's flowers. Cool. It looks like maybe it was alright. Maybe it was alright.
Alright, well, I lost sleep for nothing then. No, I'm joking.
So you remember, you said, Lena, you wanted to follow her home, see where she lived, and
Oh,
report it to the
stop
police,
it.
didn't you?
Okay, I hope you guys at home know Oliver by now and know that he liked to pull my chain. No,
Yanked your chain.
that's it.
Here
Yeah,
we sorry.
or my leg. I'm not sure which one.
So, Lena,
Uh-huh.
do you know Maria said that she stayed on one of the Paris Perfect apartments around the corner from here?
Really?
Was it nice, Maria?
Is it the same one that we're staying in?
No, a different one. Ours is called the Bergerac. People are being quite funny here. I deadhead people's flowers, right?
Yeah.
Someone answers, I weed people's gardens too. I do dishes for people. Leslie, I don't know if you're being serious there.
Well, it's very nice.
Oliver, will this tour be available to watch later? Please. Here's a promise for you. If the likes get to 160,
What is it at?
145.
Is it an impossible feat?
If they get to 160, I'll make this link available. It's very easy for me to make it available or not available. All you have to do is
Should we
publish.
go deadhead some? I see the flower.
Lena's gonna jump in and deadhead these flowers here.
They look very large though, so I'm not sure.
You know, so when you finish a live stream, as maybe you remember, Lena, you have the option. You press publish to the internet or scrap it forever. And, well, I feel like a dictator.
Yeah, I know.
Here we
That's
go.
quite exciting. All the power.
I'm amazed how much the woman deadheading the flowers has become a topic of conversation.
Oh yeah. Well, we do love some good flowers, don't we?
Maria, I stayed in 4 different Paris Perfect apartments through the years. That's cool. What we should do, Maria, what you should do, and everyone else, is if you stay in the fifth or whenever, you should say, well, I heard about it through the Eiffel Tower. Is that dishonest?
No. Yes. No. I mean, it's like a white lie. It's a unicorn lie.
I want to make sure that they know that it was, oh, we got to 160, I'll publish it. I think I would have published it anyway. The reason I asked for likes is, I think I've explained it before. When you do a walk like this for an hour or for 100 minutes, the video, YouTube goes, oh, people are liking this video. I'll recommend it to others. You know, it's good engagement. So it's
pretty good.
I know it's kind of lame to ask for it, but you know, it's all part of the game. Okay, we're gonna get up to the Champ de Mars. We're in the Champ de Mars, and then we'll walk right to the base.
Do you think they torn down the thing, that sculpture thing?
Oh, I was mentioning that.
Oh, you know what? It's way that way.
Oh yeah, wow, we're not where I thought we were. I was talking about that. We're closer to the base of the Eiffel Tower than I thought. Oh, you tease, Oliver, said someone. Victoria. Please publish, I missed the start. Of course I'll publish. Here we go, guys.
It just never gets old. I don't know what it is, but it never gets old.
You're a funny guy, says Leslie. I usually get ignored. I was watching old building videos and this came up next. There you go, everyone. That is why we like the videos. People like Leslie join.
Hello.
Welcome, Leslie. If you've never seen my stuff, you've got a lot to catch up on. I'm sure you'd like it. Here we go. So we're going to walk to the base of it. Does it look sharp to you, or does it look...
Yes. I guess it's dark.
Whoa, look how far I've zoomed in.
Oh, it's very cool. How far off are we from glitter show?
I don't know. I think we're way far off it. Or?
Yeah.
Too far off it.
Yeah.
But we've got one already.
I posted one on my Instagram.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
show.
I know why Lena's come to join us. Do it. Are you?
Oh, someone's wearing glittery heels.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna. Can you link to your Instagram by the comment? Why not?
I'm not gonna.
People should follow Lena. You know why I ask? When an Instagram account gets to 10,000 followers, you guys may have noticed, you can do links on the stories. So today, for the first time ever, I just crossed over 10,000 followers, which was cool, because in the story I was like, check out these doors, everyone. Swipe up to watch the video.
So nice and easy.
And that is probably why there's 213 people watching, where usually there'd be one.
And it'd be me.
Nah, I'm just kidding. So there's something cool I can do on one of these posts, is plant the...
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
What is that?
No walk shows. Lena is close to 10K. Did someone link to her?
Ooh.
Someone put a link and then all 213 people follow and then she makes it. And then I get a cup of tea.
Yeah. And, no, that's it.
Don't promise anything.
That's it. Don't you think it looks like a stiletto heel upside down?
Yeah, you should make it.
Yeah.
Does it exist already?
You know what? I really wanted to.
Yeah.
And then I found one.
Ah.
Yeah, I know. But it wasn't like the rest of the shoe wasn't very nice. So I'm thinking, do I get away with making one? These are the questions that go around in my head.
I think you should do it.
Maybe.
That
We'll see.
angle doesn't work.
Not really. I think maybe the focus should be more this thing.
I know, but I just wanted to show something. So this is closed to everybody, this bit, but they've just mown the grass. But if you cross over the road that's about where those headlights are coming from, then it's open to everyone. And we were there today; it was packed.
Oliver, I think you should sing us a French song. That would be very nice, wouldn't it? We've been obsessed with
Yeah, we've
this
got a
song.
new French song.
Oh, and first we're like, oh no, this is not good. And then it's just become a thing.
It's by
We
a
play
singer
it.
called Dutronc,
Yeah.
D-U-T-R-O-N-C. I put it in my Instagram stories, and everyone knows some of his other famous ones, but we'd never heard this one, J'aime les filles, like I like
the
girls or the girls.
Yeah.
And we listened to it once, and then, what do you know, it got stuck in our head and we played it for 2 days straight.
Oh my god, we even have a stupid dance to go with it.
I don't have a stupid dance.
Well, I do.
J'aime les filles. The lyrics are just, I like girls from here, I like girls from there.
It sounds like really pervy at first, and then you kind of forget about the perviness and just go with the catchy tune.
Andrew, thanks for your generosity. Very kind. Thanks for the thumbs up too, Andrew.
Oh, this
That's a name I haven't noticed during this walk yet. So thanks for joining. Here's the...
This is beautiful.
Guess what? People are requesting the J'aime les filles dance. You brought it up. Go on then. Oh dearie me. Oh no. Oh, what's happened?
I'm sorry, but that's the dance.
Pat loves
I'm
our
sorry.
music excerpts in the stories. Introducing me to a lot of French music. I would say I get maybe 2 or 3 requests a day to do a Spotify playlist
Yeah, we're working
with
on
French
one.
music. Are we?
Yeah. Well, I am.
I say to people I'm going to do it, but I haven't started working on it.
Well, I'm just gonna take my favorited songs and give it to you, and you do the same.
No, I think
How about
I think we should have a rule that it can only make the list if we both approve of the French song.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
It's like a scoring
Yep.
system.
Yep. And someone asked me to put in that Amano song that I always put in. Amano.
It's very, what do you call it? Epic.
Lena was right. It is pervy.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yes, please do a playlist. Great idea. Yep. Yay for Lena's dancing.
Oh no, I'm sorry, guys. You have to see that.
Can we see Oliver's version of the dance? No, merci. You know how we know things are back to normal here is that the guys selling the little Eiffel Tower trinkets are back.
I don't know who would buy them still. Like, they're not. Are they tourists yet?
Well, I don't know, me and you.
Yeah, I've bought a few in my time, I guess. Ooh.
I'll never leave the house if he keeps up live videos. Lena, I bought your peonies print recently and love it, says Anne.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so lovely.
Some of the
Thank
songs
you.
get blocked in the US, says Christine. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. I get a notification. It's blocked.
There's been a few requests for me to do the dance. I'll do it.
Okay, well, yours is worse. This should be censored. I'm just serious about that.
All right, guys, the things I do.
No shame.
Here we are. Should we do one loop?
Where? To the water?
Yeah, past the river and then to our house.
To the river. I'm just stunned and amazed about the battery.
Oh, the battery, I bet you it's got 50% left. Yeah, the battery goes forever.
That is wild.
What is that catchy tune on your podcast? The one about going for a ride, says Deborah. Deborah's a new follower.
Oh, Deborah.
Deborah, you got a lot of catching up.
Taste.
So that song is on episode 1 of the Eiffel Tower. There's these 3 guys in a band called Slim and the Beast. And they were my first guests. And I explain that in my book, in my memoir, about how they encouraged me to do it and so on. And when we got to our honeymoon season, when Lena and I drove around, this is all going to be news to you, Deborah, but when we drove around France on the little red scooter for 3,000 miles for 2 months, I was talking with those guys. I don't even remember how it came about, but they wrote a song about it so we could use it for this kind of things like the podcast and the YouTube videos and stuff. And they wrote a song called Go for a Ride. And I love it. And I've had it as the podcast jingle ever since. So there you go. And they never released it. Maybe they don't like it.
A lot of people here.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No.
Okay. Stay clear.
Any more questions? Anyone else new around here? Sad they fenced everything in. Yeah, when Lena and I moved here 5 years ago,
Oh, the magical time.
you could walk straight under it and look up the Iron Lady's skirt,
I know.
couldn't you? But obviously after the
Right into the holiest.
the holiest of holies,
Yes.
after the terror attacks, they fenced it up in a big expensive project to stop the worst happening, I suppose. Deborah says, thanks, Oliver. I just ordered your book and I'll be bringing on the podcast this week. Oh, that's the best news I've had.
That's so nice.
You're in for a fun ride, I think. I mean, I did write it, so I can't really. I love the Ella song. My daughter's name is Ella, says Laura. Oh, you mean France Gall. That's cool. She's buried in the Montmartre Cemetery, and that song will always get a French dance floor going at a house party.
True. It's foolproof.
What else do we have? Slim and the Beast. You're a natural. I like your voice and I never sleep, so I'll spend tonight watching and catching up. All right. Well, I made a French yogurt cake as I watched the tour, says Christine.
Oh, that sounds nice. What's a yogurt cake?
Yeah, what's a yogurt cake? James Brown. James Brown?
Oh. Oh,
First time watching live, you two seem very cool. Can't wait to watch your previous posts. Well, we fooled him. Here we go. Where are we? Up whose skirt? The Lady Liberty? No, I mean the Eiffel Tower, the Iron Lady. Who's pervy now, Oliver?
No,
Was it me or you that said that?
It was me.
Are you sure?
No, it was you actually.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
Pink Cadillac, where is everyone's masks? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. This is not.
Well, we're not wearing one at the moment either, but I thought I'd be on an empty walk. That guy
We're
is.
steering clear.
I think it depends where you are. If you go on like a market street, everyone wears a mask. If you go out for what people assumed would have been an empty walk at night, the opposite. The Iron Lady's Margaret Thatcher. I don't like where this is going, says Carl.
Oh no. Oh
No, 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 no. Here we go.
Okay,
Let's go. Right there. We're almost done. Here's the view, guys. Woo-wee. Oh my goodness, look who just tuned in. Eddie G. Eddie G. Where were you 2 hours ago when I needed you? I read the book and I'm joining Patreon tomorrow because it's the first, says Ellen. My husband's been watching and he wants to read the book too. Ellen, you will be welcomed with open arms tomorrow on Patreon. Thanks for supporting.
God. That was scary.
Eddie, I came at the exact right time. Yeah, that guy was crazy. What did Eddie miss 2 hours ago? Eddie,
Doors.
I went walking down the best door street in all of Paris. Eddie's my brother, everyone, by the way, and the reigning wooden spoon holder of the pub quizzes.
Forever.
Forever, because we don't do them anymore.
That's a nice title.
But it was pretty cool, Eddie. I think you really would have liked it. We walked down this street. I stopped at every door. It was kind of like a food critic, and I rated and reviewed them all, and so did everyone out of 10. You would love it. Eddie, go back and watch the whole replay. Just showing what we're looking at. Gosh, my arm's getting sore now. This is like 2 hours of holding the thing up.
For a second. Oh my god. I hold it for 1 second, almost drop it.
Let me see what Eddie's saying. My own little brother. He says, that's just what walking through parts with you is like whenever I've lived these tours. How many points should we give Eddie? 20 out of 30? Hey, what about this door? What do we score the Eiffel Tower tonight?
Oh yeah.
Were those people yelling at us that just went past?
Yeah, probably.
Look, show this guy.
This guy?
Yeah. This is getting the ultimate Eiffel Tower shot. You stand up on the thing.
Oh no,
And
risk
then the guy
your life.
No, this is a bit silly, isn't it?
And you get this thing. Or you can just Photoshop yourself in. I mean, up to you.
That's what we do on Instagram all the time.
Really, we're in... Ooh, what is this? In the oh, no.
It was just here. I'll see if I can show a bit.
Yeah.
This is kind of historic in the context of there you go. There's the weird screenshot of the day. In the context of COVID-19, the Eiffel Tower will be closed for what did it say? Indeterminate period of time. And should we have a crepe?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's do it. Do you want to finish there?
Not, yeah, or here.
Okay, well we'll finish here.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get a crepe because we kind of had an easy dinner, but
We had yogurt for dinner. Hello.
you guys, I think we can call it a walk after 2 hours, as in now that we've done 2 hours, we call it a walk. Thanks so much for watching. That's a bit more sensible,
That's more sensible.
like that. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to those of us who were here for the whole 2 hours. Some of us tuned in a little late for my taste. But you know, that's the whole fun of it, right?
You know,
Yeah.
some of us gotta work.
She's right. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I'll pick another street to do something like this in the future. If you guys are new around here, go and check the back catalog. There's much of it. And for the sparkles, you'll have to watch on Instagram because my arm's about to die and I've got to have a crepe. Farewell. Thanks to all you guys for being generous too.
Tusen tack.
Lost my voice. Lost my voice. We're gonna end. What is the time exactly?
I'll have a look.
I'm gonna leave it. I'll follow you to the crepes and you can order it, and I'll leave it on the thing. You guys,
hang out here.
should we not go over there? I see that it's gonna sparkle in 5 minutes, or maybe we'll walk around there. We'll do it. I'm not going to be cruel. Are you sure we want to go? Should we get a crepe?
Maybe we shouldn't actually anymore.
Why not? Yeah, I want one.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there's a queue. Forget
yeah,
it. Forget
I
it.
saw the queue as well.
That's what we're going to do is we're going to walk home. And by the time we get there, it's about 4 minutes away. It'll be sparkling. You guys can watch it. Feel free to switch off and watch the replay if you want. But it seems crazy to end 5 minutes before the sparkles when we're 5 meters away.
Yeah, that's quite mean.
That would have been mean. I didn't realize. If it was 1:45, maybe. I make crepes, says Leslie.
Ooh, that's nice. What do you put on your crepes?
Good question, Lena. What do you put on your crepes?
Oh, right. I question.
4 minutes left. Narcoleptic says, yay, Corinne starts watching from Australia. How much longer are we in the apartment? We don't really know.
Yeah.
They just kind of extended it a little bit for us and we've barricaded ourselves in. Joseph, thanks for providing such great content. You're welcome. Raspberries and whipped cream on the crepes.
Oh, that's so nice. Fresh raspberries or jam? I like that.
I love you turning the tables. Ask the questions to the viewers. Pat says, thank you, see you next time, goodbye. Oh, Pat, you missed it. What is it, 3 minutes now? We'll go down this way on onto that little street. That's what we'll do.
Like our street, sort of?
Yeah, we could even show where, and that's what I'll do too. I'll show you where our apartment is. Although I always show it and I call out for you to poke your head out the window.
But now I'm here, so.
Have a guess how long it's been since Joe visited Paris.
How about a month? No,
A month?
No, it can't be a month. A year.
16 years. Oh, I just an email just popped up saying someone signed up on Patreon and I missed the name.
Oh,
Who was that? Who was it? I want to say thank you properly. Who was it? I demand to know. Was it Eddie? Was it my own brother Eddie?
It was not, was it?
How long have we got till the hour? Whoever did it, thanks very much. And I'll send you a... It was Eddie. Oh, Eddie.
Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie. Do we believe him?
I don't know.
Do you believe it, Lena?
Like, I want to believe it.
Eddie says I have a joke if you want one. Yeah, go on. Go on, Eddie. 3 years it's been for Nubanet. Yes, Eddie. Okay. Oh, I just got hit by the fatigue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
You can see. You're not meant to say that. You're meant to say. You're meant to say you look
No,
young.
but you look super fresh, except like there's a tired tinge in your eye.
Eddie says, "What did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? Is it, I'm 80? Is that what it is? I'm 80. I'm 80. Is that the joke? Come on, Eddie. Yeah, I'm 80.
Oh no, it's so boring when someone guesses a joke.
Jane Thorne, I'm joining you on Patreon as soon as this walk is done, and then I'm ordering your book. Where are you pulling me to?
Here's a better view.
Oh, that's super kind, Jane Thorne. That's a really nice thing to do. I hope you enjoy the book. I'm 80. Eddie, come on, do a better joke. Make one up. Dad joke. How old are you, Ed? So, Lena, what do you think about the sparkles? Do you think
love them.
I love it, or do you think, eh?
Oh, I love it.
You should get a video of capturing the moment it begins.
Really?
Yeah.
Okey-doke.
How long do we have?
1 minute.
1 minute. I'm not gonna move.
Apparently.
I should do my trick. Those of you who said that you're gonna buy the book, spoiler alert, the sparkle show at the Eiffel Tower is a prominent plot point.
Whoa, close.
He did walk close,
Yeah,
didn't
that's super close. That's weird.
he? We could do a little zoom. Look, that's the moon right there.
You can usually see when it starts like crackling a little bit. Like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
flickering
you
a
can
tiny
tell.
bit. And it's like,
And people saying they found me through Jay Swanson stuff.
oh, very cool. It should.
Glad to have you here. Oh, Lena, see.
Oh,
Oh!
no, I literally missed it. Oh, that is good though.
That is the shot. And that is the shot we're going to finish on, I think, as well. We'll be going up and down. It is pretty magical, isn't it? We can sort of walk back as we. Not the same without my music over the top of it, is it?
You can sing. You can.
You guide me back. 2-hour walk. Epic. That's crazy.
Whoa,
I'm
okay.
crazy.
I'm steering you to safety.
Lena's walking me backwards.
Yeah.
No, I need to walk in the road because the Eiffel's disappearing.
Fair enough. It's all
J'ai
water.
mis les filles.
It's cobblestone.
Hey, this is the music. J'ai mis les filles. Yeah, sing, says Eddie. I was just doing it, Eddie. Goodness.
Alright.
This is such a nice street. We see a lot of like sort of influencers and Instagrammers hanging around here taking pics. You see, you got the building.
Here we go.
Nice directing.
Made it.
Isn't this good? Look at that.
Beauty. Sing the Weekend, Ollie.
I don't know how the words go.
I don't know either.
Dun, dun, da, da, dun, 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 da, dun, dun, da, da, dun, 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 da, 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 da. It's better on Instagram. I thought there was a copyright. Someone messaged me about that. It was a load of nonsense. It was journalists getting carried away with a story. Of course you can do this. It sparkles like this every hour, on the hour, in the dark evening until 1 o'clock when it sparkles for 10 minutes and the backlights are turned off.
So many facts. I feel like I'm on a pub quiz.
This is something I've been asked before. Blinded by the Lights is Pink Cadillac, the Bruce Springsteen fan, and that is a Bruce Springsteen song.
Oh, can you see how it like reflects on all the cars?
Sandra says, I discovered Jay through your stuff. Yeah, there's a whole big community. Everyone discovers each other through everything. Yeah.
That's cool.
Eddie says, thanks for holding out for the sparkle.
Oh.
You can sometimes see it. In fact, I'll show you this. Through, look, on people's windows. Speaking of good doors, by the way. Oh. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Pas mal.
So we're just out of, just to point out to you guys where we're living have been living for the past 2 weeks. Where is it? It's about.
It's
you
sort
look-
of where that red light is
A point so we can
blinking.
see as well. Is it like here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's where that red light's blinking.
Yeah.
Oh, there. And we're on the top floor. So we've been, if you guys are new here and don't know what I'm talking about, go follow on Instagram and Facebook because we're looking, it's pretty much the same view every night. And it's been absolutely awesome. But look, that's the time for us to finish, I think. So I'll do it this way. This time I mean it. Thanks for watching. I've already said my thanks, so I'll just give you the final shot. It was a real treat. If you have questions about or recommendations for similar walks, you want to see something similar like this, send a message to me and I'll do it. But in the meantime, hit the subscribe button and you'll see more of these in the future. Have a lovely week,
Evening, afternoon,
day, whatever. We'll see you guys on the other side. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.